Yes, sirree, back here at Symmons Plains for the latest round of the Ford Care Australian Formula Ford Championship. Let's take a look at the top 10 on the grid for you. Jason Bright on pole with a 101.19. Not too much in it. Mark Noske in the Adjib car starts on the front row. Con Taparis and Gavin Monahan share the second row of the grid. And off the third row, it's Dougal McDougall and Mark Webber. And out of row number 4, Mal Rose of Sydney and young Jason Bargwanna. And the fifth row, Gary Gassati and Icky Harrington, as we welcome Neil Crompton.
Hi, Mike, and welcome to everybody. And this looks like being a tremendous battle of the Formula Fords. They're in the starters' hands now. Jason Bright on pole, a great time with an advantage of just over 1/10 of a second.
Just about to launch off the front row. Great start there from the two of them. They'll be side by side as they come down to turn one for the first time. Bright's got a better racing line, muscles his way through on the inside, and he'll lead him onto the straight for the first time. A big pack of Formula Ford shuffling through here. 22 cars on the grid for this Formula Ford round at Symmons Plains. They come into our track camera, both sides. They head down toward the hairpin for the first time. Having a look on the outside there, shuffling through car 4. That's Mark Noske. Tries to have a look down the inside of Jason Bright, but Bright covers his territory as they come onto the back straight for the first time.
Bright was a little wide at the hairpin and just allowed Mark the opportunity to look up the inside. They both got tremendous starts, and eventually Mark had to yield to cover himself from being swamped as he turned into the first turn.
And look at him form this big aerodynamic train through here the first time, over 200 kilometres an hour as they duck down toward the braking area at Coca-Cola corner for the first time. Noske can't do anything about this. Jason Bright covering his territory very effectively as they swing back toward pit straight. Top 12 cars covered by less than 1 second in qualifying. Very close. There's one way off in the dust there.
3 of them gone. They can kiss the race goodbye. Rather unsporting jump back onto the track there by the red car. But up the front.
You're getting a bit of a wiggle on there as they come down for the second time. Not a lot Noske can do at the moment. The Adjib Van Diemen. Very, very closely matched in qualifying, as we said, and it looks like it's producing a great race here. 10 Van Diemens, a Reynard and a Swift in the top 12. Van Diemen really are the dominant chassis in Formula Ford at the moment.
Monahan coming out of the draft there, trying to get a good run into the hairpin. He did on the inside, might have picked up half a car length with that move. But a good start by everybody, and all of them wanting desperately to stay in this Congo line. Get the benefit of the slipstream down the fastest part of the circuit. There's a bit of weaving there for third and fourth. Another little touch there.
See how close this qualifying form was. It's producing it in the race again. Noske just 0.2 of a second slower than Bright, and he's really hanging on to the race. Impressive showing here from the two AMSA cars. As Neil alluded to before, this new team set up by Alan Jones with sponsorship from Adjib. The two black cars here running second and third. And Mark Webber there, the man pushing through, the guy who did very well in that opening heat at Sandown in atrociously wet conditions, shuffling through and bringing up number 6 just behind Gavin Monahan.
That was a great drive.
Well, I think it's sorry, man. I think it's very commendable that Alan Jones, having been our world champion in 1980, with all that he's got on his plate, running with Glenn Seaton, to form a team like this and help young drivers that ultimately could, and with his guidance, get to Europe, Neil, and have a shot at Formula One. Alan Jones knows how tough it is to have a go.
Well, there's a whole lot of structure required to make it happen. You can't just turn up with a helmet. Mark Noske in the slipstream, trying to go low, and that's going to turn to tears.
Hang on.
Plenty of rough territory out there. Bang, as he hits all that dirt there. I wonder if he's going to come out the other side. There's a very, very rough. The cars are picking their way through. Has he gone across the other side of the circuit?
There's another one's just taken place here in front of the
No, that is, in fact, I think you'll find that is car 4. That's Noske.
Yeah, I reckon what's happened there is that he's done some damage coming back on, and he's just actually not far from our commentary point back in the start-finish area, and he will not be a happy camper.
Very disappointing run after showing so much qualifying form here. Gone right through the scenery, got it back onto the island, and ended up in the fence just past pit lane. So 1 down, 1 to go as far as the AMSA team's concerned, battling for these top positions at least. Jason Bright still in control.
Well, just watching Jason the last couple of laps, he seems to be losing a little to the Adjib cars in a straight line, but he's very quick in terms of his mid-corner speed, particularly at the end of the back straight. You'll notice that when Mark was there before the accident and now Con, they're right on him. As we take a look at the Tui's replay, now Mark's been run wide. There's also marbles out there, so it's easy to lose your grip. He's into the grass, then he attacks what is a ploughed area. It's not actually a gravel trap. And I reckon that knock that we just saw there, which brought up all the dirt, will have done some damage to the front. Now, we will have climbed back on, and it took until he got through the next third of the lap before a full accident unveiled. And I think he's clouded the pit wall, the concrete wall, just out front of us. So the order at the moment is still Jason Bright, Contaparis in second place, and there's a scrap developing second and third.
Monahan has a real look down the inside there in the Anchorage Van Diemen. Coming up in fourth, Dougal McDougall. McDougall is actually the fastest guy on the circuit now, 61.01 seconds. Very, very quick time for McDougall. They're running in the clean air at the back, but this is a real battle for second, third and fourth.
I think what we're watching here is the fact that it's only the second round of the championship, Mark, and people are prepared just to have a little bit more a go. They're figuring, well, if I do make a mistake, I've still got a season in front of me to recover.
Well, the Ford Care Championship's a great championship. It's been a proven stepping stone for talent in the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years. We've seen some great drivers come out of it. And look at this, Monahan down the inside. It's a desperate, and it's worked.
He's done well there.
Yep.
Get a nice fast entry.
He even came off the corner quite well. I thought he may have lost a little bit of that advantage when he came off the hairpin, but he held it. So now Taparis has the benefit of the hole that's being punched in the air by Gavin Monahan. And we'll say, oh, dear me.
He had it all right.
Another one goes straight through the shell side.
Now, he must have gone into the back of the gearbox.
Stay with it, champ.
I cannot...
Oh,
boy.
I cannot begin to tell you how lucky he is. He didn't hit that concrete block that was 50 metres to his right. Don't back up onto the track, Con. Be careful.
One wild ride there at 200k for Contaparis. Boy, he rode it like a bucking bronco. Managed to bring it back onto the circuit, but look at that. I think he must have split the car.
Now watch on the left, you'll see there's a concrete block. It's a marshalling point that's coming up.
Yep.
We talked about this in terms of driver safety the other day, and I frankly don't think you'll find it here in 12 months, and there it is. And if you have that in a Formula Ford, you'll be in plenty of trouble. Thankfully, Con didn't, and hopefully the car has survived that.
Meanwhile, Bright still holding his own. He's got nothing but fresh air in front of him, and that's what most race drivers really like to have. I think the incidents behind him have left quite a hole.
He must have literally driven into the gearbox of that car.
Side by side here, the battle hasn't stopped one bit between Monahan and McDougall. Monahan on the inside as they come down to Coca-Cola corner once again, hard under brakes. Let's see if McDougall can do anything. The fastest man on the track at the moment, but very good control under braking by Monahan.
Also bear in mind there's going to be an enormous amount of gravel and dirt on the road up there, so if you're off, in fact you can see another car has gone to the weeds in the background and into the pit area. Car number 14 that time, and it was Mark Webber who went so very well at Sandown.
Finding it a bit more tricky here on the Symmons Plains circuit.
Creeping up behind these two, Mal Rose, the former Australian production car champion, having his first year in Formula Ford, come under a lot of pressure from Jason Bargwanna. Here they are. Bargwanna driving a 7-year-old chassis. It's an old Reynard. It's been reskinned with some later bodywork, but not nearly as advanced technically, I guess, as the Van Diemen's, but doing a great job here. So 3 separate battles here. This is second and third. Car gets a little bit twitchy under brakes there as McDougall tries to maintain control. Lap 8 of 12. So we've gone past half distance and the battle's still very hot at the front.
Monahan's very close here. He's showing notice that he's got plenty of intent. He tried it here once before, not quite enough time. So he's still very close to McDougall.
Jason Bright, in fact, leading the championship now with 36 points over this man, Gavin Monahan, 28. Mark Noske, 28, who just left the race, was equal second coming into this race. That'll be a real damage to his point score. Mark Webber, who also pulled out on 20 points, Icky Harrington and Contaparis. And here's this great battle continuing between Rose and Bargwanna, 4th and 5th place. Bargwanna has a look down the outside, but Rose has got him well and truly covered coming into brakes here. Terrific scrap this.
Well, Mal Rose has driven enough opens to know how to place a car in a corner, and he did well there.
I bet he's enjoying a single-seater as well after some of the production cars and things that Mal's driven. These are great little cars, very responsive to adjustment and driver input in terms of the setup. This is the scrap for second and third. You can see McDougall looking in his left mirror, trying to keep an eye on Monahan, trying to anticipate his next manoeuvre. Car number 24 in trouble at what was the old pit corner, Gary Gassardi, and gathers it back up and gets on.
It doesn't look hard, Neil, but this is a tricky little racetrack, and you've got to make the best out of every corner, and you can see some of the mistakes fellas are having, and just how difficult it is to do well here.
The problem is you establish a rhythm on new tyres around here, which as they get older, is anything but the original rhythm, and you try and brake at your existing braking points and you find that you've got the rears locked up.
You're not sure whether you're in the middle of a rumba or a samba.
Exactly, exactly, and the thing will disappear out from under you very quickly, and you'll notice in the touring car race it's exactly the same. It's the toughest track in the country on brakes.
Last lap as Jason Bright crosses the start-finish line, so this is the last chance for Bargwanna to make any impression on Rose here. See if he can take a leg up to 4th in this battle for 4th and 5th. Terrific scrap this.
Well, the key to this track is your brakes and your entry onto 2 key straights, and Bargwanna is going to work very hard this time to position himself in such a way that he gets a very quick exit, and that's what he's done. See how he made a little bit of ground there, just a tiny bit. Now, if that's even only 50 revs and the advantage of the toe that he's getting, that might be enough to pull up alongside under brakes, and that's the sort of fine area that you're working in when you're dealing with someone who's of equal speed and ability.
See, that was aggressive. Out there side by side this time, well and truly, but
he's positioned on the wrong side of the road now. Oh, they are so close. Can he go around the outside? That's going to be Braves. He has. Oh, no, he hasn't.
No, both of them are gone.
Just clipped the rear wheel on his car. Meanwhile, the winner comes across, Jason Bright. It looks like Dougal McDougall has, in fact, hung on for 2nd place. 3rd place goes to Gavin Monahan. And that great scrap there between Rose and Bargwanna ending off in the dust. I think Boulden will come across for 4th position. But only within 200 metres of the start-finish line. But there's the winner, Jason Bright. Let's check how they finished at Symmons Plains. Jason Bright, very dominant performance there ahead of car 48, Dougal McDougall. In 3rd, car 2, Gavin Monahan. 4, car 59, Stephen Boulden, who picked up the pieces. And in 5, car 46, Adam Moore in the Swift.